Was that intentional, like a Michael Jackson thing?
Dana, it's called The Future. Wow. And I was the Kanye of that premiere. And I have work boots, which were cool. I had those. My coat doesn't fit.
Do you have a starter joke? 3, 2, 1.
No, I will start this off by showing you a video.
Little energy. Oh, you're going to show a video?
Yeah, I'm going to try because we're on video. We're on video, so I want to show it. I have my first SNL audition, and I don't think you saw it. And I said, let's start this with something to talk about. So
I tried to watch it in Lauren's office, and then he goes, there's better things to talk about. He clicked it off, so I never saw it.
This is it. Ready?
You knew Susie like I know Susie. Oh, what a gal.
Okay.
Because I want to show that I can sing and I'm not one-dimensional.
You look great.
I added that fake plan at the end.
Good. Yeah. I didn't know you could do that. The surprises I'm going to be in my arsenal next week. Your actual audition, what was your first joke?
My first, when I did I think my old joke when I used to do my act, which I think is still in it. It's, I bought a new car. Well, it's not really new. It's an old UPS truck. I got it so I can park wherever I want. That's not bad.
I think I remember that when you were my opener, by the way, a dandy little opener, when we toured the Northeast.
In a rental car.
I remember that line.
Yeah, that was one of my big ones. I looked young back then, not this haggard fucking Nick Nolte after the dryer cycle that you see. I
talked to Betty Davis's granddaughter. Lighting is everything. We're going to talk later. You're going to have to. You look great. What are you doing?
I just want to preen and
Come
primp.
on.
Every time I walk by a mirror, my dad used to go, "See anybody you like?" We also have professional laughers on the set. We should introduce us.
Heather, yeah, we brought them in. They're the Professional Laughers Union. Yeah. The president, Heather Santoro, and Chris Rios, who's also a beauty consultant to the stars and other things.
And so they are going to be laughing when we point. Okay, so I'm going to start off.
You can't see them, but they've been laughing their ass off the whole time. The audience can't see.
I think we talk because we talk all the hot topics. Let's talk about this Johnny Depp trial.
Let's do it for hot topics.
No,
Johnny Depp.
We're going. I'm just kidding. We're going back ways. No, I'm going to tell you quickly.
What do you got?
Because this podcast would do better if it was a Taylor Swift chat room. So I think we're going to open with Super Bowl stuff because a couple things I have to say about it before we get to Taylor. Because
Taylor
she
Swift.
is
Taylor Swift.
The whole Super Bowl.
Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift.
So
Taylor Swift.
One thing I think that no one's talking about enough is that why is the Super Bowl still having Roman numerals after it? You think kids are dumb when you have regular numbers in front of them? What kid isn't going V, X, X? They don't know what that is.
No, that's a really good point. It always has driven me nuts. I think like outrage over things that don't really matter is great. It's like, what the fuck is with the numeral fucking numbers in the Super Bowl? Just to get really angry.
It's a controversial stance, but that's what we're here for.
Taylor Swift. I'm feeding the algorithm right now.
I don't think the algorithm picks up audio, though.
How about this one? New nickname for the super couple, Tay Tay and Kel Kel.
Uh-oh.
We're
pulling them up. Also, I don't like any Instagram puberty. I don't like sounds like pubes. And I also don't like everything is all caps with them. This is the fucking Kanye Instagram because it's like Taylor Swift. I read it with all that excitement and I'm like, I do care.
Well,
Sad.
You can be doing pretty well in America. You could make a pretty good amount of money. And then no matter what, you're just shrunken down. She made $2 billion. That just said she generates $331 million for Kansas City. If she just goes to the city. Was that what it meant?
How many times can she go to the Subway there or whatever they have, the fucking Jimmy John's?
I mean, come on, Tay.
33 million? How many times can she go?
No, 333 million have generated because people just hear she's in Kansas City and get in their car and start flooring.
And they just they Venmo Kansas City just money. They're like,
they just send
Taylor
money.
Swift. Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Put 10 people in a Crazy 8 hotel. Each room has 10 people. They're drinking and partying.
I have another big controversial stance. Let's say First of all, did you know at the Super Bowl at halftime, Taylor Swift is going to decide the election? She walks out and picks a candidate, and then they just win because why bother voting? She pointed, and they win. So that's good.
Yeah, and then her boyfriend picks her up and goes hip hip hooray because 6'5", 250, 5'11", 125. Do the math. What is their kid going to look like, David? Because they're going to have a kid.
Yeah.
6'5", 250. That's dad.
What if she does
Mom,
like a
Mom?
Beyonce, and when they win the Super Bowl, they pan over to her and everyone gives her a little room, and then she rubs her stomach like I'm pregnant, and everyone goes, holy fucking shit, and then they jizz all over the screen. All of America.
Well, your screen looks like it has some
My
jizz on it, so I don't know if that was literal or figurative. There's a vague sheen over his camera, ladies and gentlemen.
I know. It's twice a day I got to come out there for the porn.
I was going to tackle the other big story of the week. Brad Pitt facelift.
Oh, yeah.
And I do this news. I'm going to do it as a Beatle because it's called Beatle News.
Okay.
Well, you got to have a name for your thing. Hello, everybody. This is Beatle News, and we're talking about things here. We're talking about some people think that Brad Pitt got a sucker upper. Got a sucker upper. You know, you take the turkey neck, you know, and you clinch it up and you cinch it off. You trim the little extras. You wrap it around the ears, you know, and you go walking about. I'm Brad Pitt. You look great now.
Yeah, what happened? Why is it working? We're going to look back at this and not laugh, but go, remember when they only gave us one and then they canceled it?
Remember when we shot the pilot and it was unusable?
Oh,
Yeah,
here's another
I
thing,
do
Dana. When the kids hate billionaires, this is heavy. You can step out of this one if you want. When kids are so mad at billionaires, and then you go, oh, Taylor Swift is a billionaire now. Do you have to automatically hate her? Go.
Well, you can adjust. Like, as you know, Bernie Sanders used to go, the problem with America is the millionaires and the billionaires. And then he found out, and this is true, Al Franken told me this, he found out he was a millionaire. So the next stump speech, it's the billionaires, you idiots. The fucking billionaires. What about the millionaires? They're great.
They're good guys.
I bled into a little bit of Fauci.
Oh, yeah, that was a little scratchy Fauci. They're about the same. They're both 90.
No,
Look at Orin.
I do him as a crosswalk guard. That's how I get into the voice. Bernie Sanders is a crosswalk guard. It's don't proceed. Don't proceed. The system's rigged. Don't proceed. It's the don't that gets me into that.
I like it.
It's like my poll. It's like my poll was a bit off for a bit. I'm coming back. Sorry.
How do I don't
I can do voices now and no one can stop me. We don't have some
pesky
movie star on the Zoom.
guest. We have the easy laugh crowd back there, but you're really nailing it.
So who are you taking in the Super Bowl? Can I just ask? Who
Um,
are you taking?
you know, I do. I think the
It's not a 3-minute
here's
thought process.
one. it's one team or the other. I can't say because we have so many fans and they'll get mad. But
Well,
you're going to take San
I wanna
Fran.
hear
I know this.
Well, I want to insert two comedians that have talked about football who hate sports. It's just they make me laugh. So Jay Leno talking about football, he'd come into the game and everyone's in there with their beer and watching the game and screaming, and he would always say, "Yeah, who's the head, the red or the yellows?"
It's kind of
know,
it.
He just thought it was just colors. And then Jerry Seinfeld said, "The players move around so much, eventually you're just rooting for clothes."
Yeah, laundry.
Yeah, the Niners.
Yeah, like because they
All right, go
switch
ahead.
teams. I would say that I have another analogy, not to go into this whole Taylor Swift algo because I do like Taylor Swift.
You mean Tay
Tay and Kel.
Kel.
I sort of try to make this analogy and then it doesn't make any sense. But let's say the reason why guys get somewhat annoyed, let's say we went to a Taylor Swift concert and talked about football, whispering the whole time. And that would bother them. But Taylor Swift fans are probably nicer. But when you go to a guy's game of football, you forget that 90% of them are degenerate gamblers. So, and that doesn't just mean which a common man would think or woman, oh, we have to be quiet because they're betting on the winner of the game. Oh no, they bet on every goddamn play. Is it going to be a sweep? Is it going to be a button hook? Is it going to be a sucker trap?
Oh, yeah.
And you bet every game, every play, everything. Who's going to hold the football? Who's going to kick it to? How many catches they get? So you have to be so riveted to that game. You can't be distracted, and that's why I think people get a little itchy about the Taylor talk. But other than that, I welcome it.
You know what?
See how I came back around, and then I'm like, she's great. She is great. We met her at the SNL 40th. She was super sweet, very pretty.
Oh,
yeah.
How does it feel to be backpedaling?
I'm not really backpedaling. I've always said she did. She was in
Sorry,
Bye-Bye. She had
Taylor.
one line, and she came over.
No,
and
she's
it was
great.
nice.
She's great, and I don't have any problem with her. There's so many things going on in the world. The idea of just fucking Taylor Swift, man, drives me nuts. I mean,
and they're like,
really
what about
nice.
Iran? And you're like, who cares? This Taylor thing
drives me. I mean, come on, lighten up. I mean, let's unpack this. Where's this outrage
All
coming
right,
from?
I'm jumping over to the Golden Bachelor. I have one thing to say about it since it's already been over for a while.
Okay, I'll take 5 minutes off.
No, it's only one thing.
I watch the History Channel. Okay, I like to be educated.
No,
with
and I
my
didn't even see it.
evening
I only
entertainment.
watched 11 episodes of it, but
You've hosted it, so
Oh, yeah.
relax. You got Craig. Go ahead.
I say the Golden Bachelor, and everyone was really pulling for this guy. This is the last week I can do this joke because now it's only 7 weeks late. But this is Golden Bachelor, and he's like, however old, which isn't that old in real life, and he looks better than me, and he's about 80. So he's out there, and his big
he does look.
he does
good.
look good, and his big sob
Yeah.
story is, my wife passed away. Sad, I'll give him that. And then he said, I haven't dated since. And I wanted to kind of come back into the scene and, plow 30 chicks. So it was like, oh, great. This is such a cute story. So he comes back and he's gonna ramrod his way through all these poor women who I didn't even make fun of that because everyone at that age is like just trying to find a nice person. It's hard to crap on them. They're not 22 and desperate. They're just like nice people.
They're not carnal in the same
Yeah.
way they were in their 20s.
Yeah, not like you.
Just
Anyway, so
what?
so they
So the word got out.
So the word got out. They go, oh, he's such a great guy. And then right toward the end, they go, hey, some woman came out and said, oh, after his wife died, I dated him for 9 months. And they asked him, and he's like, oh, yeah, that skeezer. Like, he doesn't even give a shit. He's like, oh, yeah. No, but that was nothing. That was just like a hit it and quit it situation, dine and dash. And they're like, oh, so you're just a regular guy. Got it. You're not quite the angel.
Wait a minute, David.
Yeah.
Let me unpack this. You're saying television presented something that wasn't quite real. Are you going to go on record with that?
I am, because
Are you going to commit to sometimes reality
I'm
shows
easily
aren't
tricked because I watch these shows and I want it to be real. I want them to find romance.
Well, because you're a good person. You would never trick people like that. And the monsters of the world.
No.
All right, here's a quick
Okay.
one because everyone does Trump. Here's my angle on Trump. He's out in the stump and he starts listing the people he's going to go after. It's really funny to me. We're going to go and then again, we're going to go after the communists, the Marxists, the neo-Marxists, the socialists, the far left fake news media, the deep state, and the state behind the deep state, the deepest state of all. We call it the Deep Six. You imagine that? We call it the Deep Six. We're going to take out the vagabonds, the pirates, and the witches, the Terminites and the Solamites. The Amish have got to go. I'm telling you, they got to go. And we're taking out Poland. I never liked it. It's a creepy place.
We're taking out Deep Purple, the band.
Sorry.
I
could
can
do it
listen to
better.
Trump forever. It's so fucking funny to hear you just talk about Trump.
We're doing things. She always goes in the middle. And he reads the teleprompter and goes, can you imagine that? You imagine that? You've heard of that, right? They're going to build a wall. We're going to build a second wall. You can do a second wall. I didn't know it, but they can do it. And the breathing.
Oh, let's go to a video bit. Ready? Because there's really no
good.
rules here. I'm just going to show you. First of all,
Clearly.
the setup is I was such a premiere whore. Back during SNL, you didn't do this as much, but I was so juiced with fame that I was like, I got a little smidge of fame, and I was like, oh, God, I'm getting invited to premieres. Hey, do you want to see Mission Impossible with Tom Cruise? A week ahead, bring your friend or bring someone from the cast.
Cool.
Super
Cool.
fun. but I went to way too many because there's Instagrams where they go, hey, remember this premiere? And here's everyone that was there. And I'm fucking in there and I don't even remember. And I have some rope belt. I look like shit every time. So let's go down memory lane. I pulled a few of these and let's pull up just random ones and I'll tell you what I was thinking. They're not all bad. It's just, okay. This one is fucking great. I don't even know if we should start with. It's so good. Okay. This one is for, I have a key here. This is Speed.
You look great.
This is Speed with Keanu. That might be behind me. Either Apatow. No, it looks like Judd Nelson, maybe.
Is that a summer premiere?
It doesn't matter to me. When I have a look, I lock it in, and it could be.
You've got the game.
Any weather. So I've got cargo shorts. I've got one blue sock, which is actually pretty cool.
Was that intentional, like a Michael Jackson thing?
Dana, it's called The Future. Wow. And I was the Kanye of that premiere. And I have work boots, which were cool. I had those for. My coat doesn't fit. That would maybe work now. Did not work then. I thought it fit.
I think it's totally hip.
And it has a corduroy color. Thought it fit. Didn't fit. The glasses I fucking hate. I can't stand. I have my Speed premiere ticket in my hand, but you can't really see it. And I'm holding a hat. All stupid. All right, next one.
Well, wait a minute. You're wearing the sunglasses indoor?
No, it was the lights, Dana. I'm getting. I'm like, I can't take it.
No, I was thinking, very cool. I wouldn't have the guts to do that at that age.
Okay, which one's it? This is Farrell's. This is
same sunglasses.
Maybe.
I think so.
Look we both went to the tinted sunglass store. I guess tinted was in. I don't know. Farley always looked pretty cool. This is True Lies. And I'm doing duck lips, and I'm not even joking. I did them forever. I don't even think they were around. I don't.
It's a little bit of a Jagger.
No one was sick of them yet. I don't know why I did it. I think it was just nervousness. That was a leather jacket I thought was so badass, and it was nothing fit me. Not one thing fit me. Everything was big, and I didn't know it. I thought they were all fitting, and
you couldn't see it.
I couldn't see it. And look at him giving peace sign like straight ahead and kind of grossly. Farrell's like, you know what he used to do? You guys got to back off the mic. They're too good. They're too good at laughers.
They don't even need a
No, they don't even need a joke. They just show these two idiots. But Dana, here's a Farley used to. Remember this at premieres? They take his picture and he goes, "Not now." Ah! And then he'd say, "Take my picture." So dumb. Show another one, right?
Yeah, that was.
I can't believe there's no Dana in any of these because you didn't. You were like,
I didn't.
Oh, this is a great
I was too
one.
Shy.
I love this. This is
now.
Yeah.
Now you.
I'm just. Okay. I look cool.
Well, he's kind of like doing a character too in a way with his glasses and the hair slicked.
That's when he got cool. There was a point when he combed it back because Christian Slater did when he hosted. And so Farrell's next week, and I go, "You're so gross." That's because he goes, "Christian Slater did it," and I go, "Yeah." So he was always greasing it back, and look behind us, Jay Moore.
Wow. But wait a minute. This is after Tommy Boy, so you are a star at this point.
This is 95. Tommy Boy came out in 95, so it's around the same time.
Because to have the guts to wear that hat with no irony and you have to be a star.
That hat is, I still have it. It's so fucking cool, and the strings are hanging off. And I have a turtleneck. Turtlenecks were illegal for a couple years.
Hat fits well. I'm just going to say the clothes seem to work fine.
Better.
I mean, you got a couple shillings in your pocket. Spade's starting to put the whole motif together of the junior superstar.
Yeah. When we went to the premiere of Tommy Boy in London, we thought we were famous. It was so sickening. He's like, "Dude, what if everybody knows us and we get hounded?" I'm like, well, it's not exactly Beatlemania. No one even knows who we are at all, and they don't even get the show over there. So we go over on the Concorde, no less.
I did it.
And it's like this land. So it took 90 minutes. We get there. He brings a fucking shillelagh because he stopped by Ireland. He goes, "It's lucky." So we bring the shillelagh out. We go out with hats and sunglasses. No one knows who we are. It's so embarrassing.
A shillelagh?
Shillelagh is like an Irish stick.
Oh.
Yeah. For good
And then
luck or
and then
something, right?
and then no one knew, so we took off the hat and sunglasses. Then we went to Planet Hollywood so someone would know us. Sickening. We went to get noticed, and no one did, and we're like, "What the fuck?" All right, next picture.
I have one question. While you were in that hat, did you ever do Wasco Wabbit or do any Elmer Fudd references? I want to get a Wasco Wabbit. I mean, did you use that at all?
I don't think so because I thought it was cool, and so I didn't even want to joke about it.
You really? Okay, here now we're getting into makeover time.
This is 1999. Right, this is Big Daddy.
Yeah. This is Big Daddy. The TV show. What was it
Big
called?
Daddy?
TV.
Well, I was on Just Shoot Me. Yeah, I was on Just Shoot Me. It was doing good. It was up on the same night as like Frasier and Seinfeld. So we were in the mix.
Yeah.
Coat fits a little better. Still does not fit. Like, let's not get crazy. It doesn't fit.
Well, I think the leaves. No, the sleeves of the shirt go underneath.
That shirt was a guest shirt.
Can we ask Chris or Heather? Do you guys think our hidden team of laughers? What do you think of that outfit?
He looks a little more styled in this one.
Yeah,
much more styled. The hair's longer. Obviously, your teeth. You got your teeth done, quote unquote. They look.
I
great.
wish they would have that. They look good there, and I don't know what happened since. And look at, I've got. Those are a bit of mom jeans in a way, but my shoes are cool. My shoes, because I got a bad neck, they would always kill me. I could only wear them to the premiere, and then I'd have to go back to Skechers or whatever that was back then.
Well, mom jeans would be higher waisted than that, wouldn't they?
Yeah, a little bit, but these weren't.
A little higher?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a point. But okay, at least I'm getting somewhere. Okay, next one. These are all like flashcards. I don't know. What's next? Because I'm in.
You don't even know what's coming.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now we're at David 2.0.
What am I, Johnny Rotten?
This is a brand new guy. This is.
Jesus, someone's been watching too many Kurt Cobain videos in this one. I have a fog hat shirt on. That was Punch Drunk Love. That's Julie Bowen. She looks great. She was great.
Oh, right. She was sort of, you dated for a while. Is that they call it? You dated?
And you know what I've learned from wearing guy liner is it makes your eyes look too skinny. Like I can't even see. I don't know why I have it on. Corey Feldman. I mean, I don't know what I saw. I have faded purple cords on. I thought those were cool.
Right, but do you have eyeliner on?
Yeah.
I mean, like mascara?
I say it with no embarrassment. Yep.
Do you have lipstick on? Are you wearing a bra?
I just have rouge, lipstick, a bra, a training bra, and a fucking thong.
And a G string. Yes. Well, it's good that we get to know what's behind closed doors. Now, how old are you there? Well, I don't know
11.
That, but
no, by the way, poor Julie. She went there with me, and I sure she took one look and was like, "We're not doing the fucking press line, are we?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, oh yes, we are." Okay, keep going. I think there's just a couple more. We can get rid of some of these if they're bombing.
These are fun.
They're kind of funny. Just talk about. Oh, who's this fucking?
Oh, now you're
grizzled
going,
mountain man.
That is still Kurt Cobain a little bit, right? Wouldn't he wear those?
I mean, he'd be spinning in his grave if he's.
By the way, is this the first time the scruff showed up?
Yeah, I got a little scruffy, and I never wear a beanie. It gives me a headache. I actually don't like them, but I wore a beanie because it was tough hair day. Zipped up leather jacket, a flannel shirt. I used to love that flannel shirt. Of course, my jeans are
not tucked
trashed, and they're not trashed from doing too much, hiking and lifting boulders. It's like I bought them for $9,000, and they were already all distressed.
Would you have possibly had a .38 revolver in your lower back? Does that guy carry a gun or a knife?
No, he carries a buck knife and he stabs you, and then he fucking puts you in an armhole.
Because it looks like kind of a tough guy ready to fight.
I was kind of like mad that are taking a picture, but I go into the press line, and then I'm like, "What the fuck do you guys want?" They're like, "Well, you're in a step and repeat, so I think you know."
Hey, you know what that guy is saying to everybody? What are you looking at?
What?
What are you looking at? That's what you're saying right there. What the fuck are you looking at?
I'm like Rambo. All right, we'll get off this.
That's alpha. That's alpha right
there.
Okay, we're halfway through the photos, and now we have a current David.
Spade's a premiere whore. I will tell you what I did recently, and then I'll let you go, Dana. But I'm not letting you go anywhere.
I have nowhere to go.
I remember when you heard that I gave this Burger King guy some money. Do you remember this story?
Yes.
So my
And
new
it started a whole thing.
My new thoughts on it. So the thing is, Burger King guy worked there 27 years. I saw him on fucking TikTok. And so I said, he was opening a present. He goes, I worked here 27 years, never missed a day. I was like, holy shit. He goes, and they gave me a gift from Burger King, and it was like a yo-yo and a Pokemon card and like $10 at Starbucks. So I go, that's it? And he was so happy that he got that. And he goes, I'll see you guys tomorrow back at work. And I was like, is he being sarcastic? And he wasn't. So that his daughter made a GoFundMe, say, get this guy a vacation. He's busting his fucking ass. So he needed, like, it was like 15 grand. So it was close, something like that. Oh yeah. So I put up 5 grand, got him over the hump to 15, whatever. So they tell TMZ.
Well, wait a minute. It says underwhelming, 5 grand.
Wait.
Oh, his gift was
God,
underwhelming.
thank you, Jesus.
Yeah, okay. I was thinking that's
yeah,
tight.
that was back then. Okay, so I gave him some money.
Okay.
So he gets to his 15, and then his daughter tells TMZ. So then they do a story about him. And then the next week, he's up to like 40 grand. I'm like, holy shit. And then he goes on the Today Show. And they're like, so David Spade helped. Then he's DMing me, and I'm like, hey, you did a great job. He's like, is that really you that gave it to me? I go, yeah, man. Nobody works hard anymore. So blah, blah. Then he keeps going. Then he comes to my show in Vegas. And then it's been a year, Dana. And they go, Burger King guy just bought a house with this $450,000 he's up to. And then I hit him up and I go, I think after 300K, we split it, guy. I mean, what are the rules? I mean, I feel like the house has to win a little bit. So how do I approach this?
This is probably awkward, and I shouldn't even say this, but you seem to have the Midas touch, and I'm just going to say this as a soft ask. Could you start a Kickstarter for me?
For you?
Just saying.
You're doing...
Just if it's going to go into 7 figures, I could just ask.
If it's going to quadrillion Zoople, yeah.
You may have the Midas touch.
You know, the thing is, your
new nickname is Kickstarter.
No, it's great guy syndrome, and I have it, and I have a really bad case of it. And so...
Well... I'd never heard this story before, but I'm glad to hear
Isn't it
now.
good? You know that you're working with a good guy. So here we go. He gets to 50 grand. Then they go, get him to 100 grand. They raise it because it's still pouring in. Get him to 100 and get this guy like an electric bike, poor fucking guy. So they get to that. And then she's like, let's put it to 200,000. So they just keep raising it. And the last I saw, they want to get it to 1 million. Oh, it's at 457. He wants 1 million so he can get 4 tickets to Taylor Swift. I like the paid fucking laughers. Give me a micro chortle on that. That's the closer.
Workstation. I didn't get picked up anywhere for my charitable work. It'll be quiet.
You know what? You got to hire I just stumbled in that because
nobody knows
what I do. I like when they say, look at George Clooney gave this bum $100. And I go, well, if there's 7 paparazzi guys walking by me, he's like, here you go. Can you get the 100? Can you get me and the 100 in the shot? Can you get the guy's hand and me and the bum? Okay. Of course. There's a camera there. Not saying he's not a good guy, but there's a camera there. I'm giving the guy. I'm like, here's my coat. Get it? Did you get it? Come back a little later. Can I get that coat back? It was kind of a bit I was doing.
I remember, Paul McCartney, when I first met him, he said, I could go all over the world. All I have to do is go down to Fifth Avenue and drop my trousers.
Oh, what does that mean? He'd go all over the world and unpress?
I go all over the world. So, if you want to trend, if you want to start to trend, then we can figure that out for you.
Okay, I got one more thing to ask you.
Okay.
I keep saying one more.
I was out of stuff 45 minutes
Are you
ago.
out of stuff? Okay, my last thing then I'll say. I just saw...
Oh, no, I have stuff I can do. Yeah.
Well, first of all...
Go ahead.
I wanted to hear a red rednecky. Do you have any loaded?
Well, I can do a few red redneckies. I was thinking because I did this on a podcast I used to do with Chris Rios, fantastic. But I haven't done it on this podcast much, have I?
Well, this one's new, but the other one, Fly on the Wall, you've done it once or twice, but it's a hit and people say it.
On this one. I'm Red Necky, the redneck comedian. You ever fart so loud, dog 2 stayed away, go, what that?
Come and get some.
That was the beginning.
Where's
that
come
was the
and get
fir-
some?
Oh, come on. God, fuck. You ever fart so loud, dog 2 stayed away, go, what that? Come and get some.
Yeah.
I forget my own catchphrase.
I know.
You ever
Go ahead.
This is just to get on the rhythm, because what I want to do, I'm going to do 3 of them, and then I'm going to ask people to send in red necky jokes, and then I will read their red necky joke. And I'll do one that was sent in to Chris and I. Okay. You ever crap so big you don't know gonna get down that turlet? Come and get some. So that's laying the groundwork.
Yeah. Sort of the level we're working at. You ever crap so big you don't know if it's going to get down the turlet?
Get down that turlet.
Okay. Go ahead.
And come and get some.
Come and get some.
For people just hearing this for the first time, it's intentionally supposedly the worst comedian in the world. That is kind of the idea.
But he's got a catchphrase and he's super famous.
Well, things bad happen or things that don't seem so great, and then come and get some is the ultimate defiance. Come and get some. This is one that someone said in, and I did a rewrite on it, but I asked my mama to wash my tatty whities. She said, sure thing. I said, how'd it go? She said, great. I haven't seen skid mods like that since the Daytona 500. Come and get some.
That's the longest one we got.
That's a pretty good
that's
one.
A good one.
I asked my mama, what's for dinner? She said, roadkill. I said, what kind? She said, I got to take a drive. Come and get some.
Look at
some of these are...
I think there's safety in knowing you're eventually going to say, come and get some.
Right. The most off-putting ones are the fart and the poo one, but the rest are just basic kind of stuff. You see if you get this one. My grandpappy invented the phrase dollars to donuts. Every time he got $1, he bought a donut. He died at 27. Come and get some. Heart attack? I don't know what.
Guess what, guys? People can write in superfly@odyssey.com if they want you to do more impressions or more from Come and Get Some.
Oh.
Okay. Superfly at odyssey.com.
Yes.
Is that our email?
Yes.
And send it in so rednecky. And also, I'm going to do a runner of Johnny Carson getting pulled over for drunk driving, and you can send in jokes for that. Oh, sorry, officer. Sorry, officer. I didn't know I was swerving. I had a tangerine torpedo at the Cranky Pigeon. Sorry, officer. I didn't know I was swerving. I had a dirty double banana daiquiri at the Boozy Glow.
The Boozy Glow?
Yeah.
I like when they rhyme. The fucking purple nurple.
It's the drinks. Here's one. Well, the original ones, I'm sorry, officer, I didn't know I was swerving. I had 2 slippery monkeys at the Hook and Crook.
See, I like that. I like when they rhyme.
And here's one that's on double. Sorry, officer, I didn't know I was swerving. I had 5 whiskey sours at the Whiskey Sour Hut.
That's a different way to go with it.
It's a little different.
I like.
But if anyone wants to send some in, David,
I got one.
Do one.
Sorry, officer.
Okay, great.
I had a banana daiquiri at the Stinky Pinky. That's sort of like it, right?
That's almost like red neck.
I know. I can't do it to you. You're too good. I'm back to the Super Bowl, but not Taylor Swift. Nuh-uh. That's what you think. Nuh-uh. There's also a football game.
Okay.
So here's what I'm saying is I saw a few Super Bowl commercials today, which is very odd.
Yeah.
The new thing, they show them to you this far ahead.
Oh, yeah.
A week, more than a week out.
Anymore.
And so they have one and they have all the stars. You know who the stars were? The cast of Suits. Folks, I'm sorry.
Wow.
Now, this is when Meghan Markle was on.
Meghan Markle in the hunt.
And so she went away, and now Suits it wasn't a big show, but now it is. And so it's on Netflix. It's doing well. Are you really doing a Suits parody? Let me tell you something. When Prince Harry came over here, he said, I got myself, he wanted to have a celebrity, a superstar girlfriend. So everyone over there somehow believed that Suits was some fucking hit show with Julia Roberts on it. But I'm like, isn't that on TBS? I mean, is it really? She wasn't even the most famous person on Suits. Okay. So, and no one even knows what Suits is. So
when
we're throwing around the word superstar a little loosely. That's what I was saying. Now, she's a superstar now. But even she will admit,
now.
when you're on a show that's on like, after reruns of Barney Miller, too far back.
Well, he called Prince and now King Charles after he met Meghan Markle. He says, Daddy, I've met the most wonderful woman in the world. She's a superstar, an American actress. What do you say? What's the name?
Who's that, the older one?
That's the
King Charles.
What do you say? Sorry, I just coughed up a Dalmatian. Anyway, what's her name? Daddy, her name's Meghan Markle. She's the biggest star of the world. Goodbye, Daddy. I love you. I'll never leave the royal family. Very good. And if you don't mind, I have to cough up half a cow.
Son, I just Googled her. She's not in the top 100 famous people in the world.
And I just do him like this, and I do Meghan. When he first met Meghan, she's like, hello, what's your name? My name's Prince Harry, and I'm from the royal family. Yes, I'm Meghan Markle from a show called The Suits. Have you ever seen it, Harry? That's how they
Fuck
talk.
You
no.
sounded like Bill Cosby when you did Prince
Oh,
Charles.
Bill Cosby. You should have cussed Bill Cosby. He basically, Joe Biden and Bill Cosby have merged in a way. Yeah, because and go to Bill, go to the lady.
I like the stiffness.
I'll get looser with the show. I need a better chair.
No, I like that you actually, no one even mentions your full bed behind you. This is a video. we do have a studio coming, guys. This has been a presentation of Odyssey. Superfly is executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade. Charlie Finan of Brillstein Entertainment, Jenna Weiss-Berman of Odyssey, Heather Santoro, and Greg Holtzman. Hope you liked it.
So Tiffany Haddish is a fantastic guest to have on a podcast. She's full of energy,
Yes.
a lot of funny stories, laughing all the time. And one of the highlights, I mean, she will, in this podcast, break it down moment by moment, what happened when she was arrested for being asleep, I think in her Tesla or something. So I'd only anecdotally heard that. And the real story you'll get to hear on this podcast about what happened. And it's completely innocent. It's not what you think it is. So that's something to stay tuned for.
It's a big story that got out there. And then, she doesn't really talk about it, but she did talk about it. She was a lot of fun. I've known her here and there throughout the years. And we asked her about Girls Trip and how it sort of catapulted her to the next level of fame, which is a weird thing for people. And she will explain why it's weird. A lot of people don't know it. They just say it's weird, but getting famous quickly, more rapidly is very hard.
Yes. And suddenly you're getting money. And again, you just learn, you need to learn early on the difference between what you're told, like the gross amount and the net amount. It's not a complaint. It's just a reality.
Oh,
so you kind of takes your breath away. And then also where she lives and where just a lot of people are interested in maybe getting a loan and stuff like that. She talks all about personal stuff. She's just she's very open about her life, and it's
very likable, very full of
very funny. Yeah,
we laughed a lot. I will say we did laugh a lot. She did crack me up, and I'm glad she did it. We just I haven't seen her much lately, and it was just a great. Sometimes these are just good 1 hour hangouts with people, and we hope you like hanging out the way we did.
Yes, I was so punchy toward the end that everything she said started to make me laugh. It's just she was just struck me as a very funny person. And the first time I worked with her before she made it big, I thought, damn, she should be a star.
Yeah. Well, you talked about it. She opened for you somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay. So here she is, Tiffany Haddish.
Can I tell a nice Tiffany Haddish story right now?
Yeah, we're going.
It's only 20 seconds. So we're doing The Secret Life of Pets, whatever, promoting it. We're going to watch a preview or something. So I'm there with family, and my wife's nieces, and her one niece sees Tiffany and flips out, like starstruck, can't believe it that she's there. And then my wife just sort of mentioned it, Tiffany, and Tiffany came over and gave Audrey, we have a picture of it, this gigantic bear hug. And it really is an indelible memory. And it was so cool to hear about that.
Does not shock me.
It was nice. It was just when you hear stuff like that.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Anyway, that's my Tiffany Haddish story.
Good story. Good story. I'm so trying to hook these AirPods up to this damn computer. And
she's traumatized by this situation because
you have to do technical.
I like when people like to hear this part because stars are just like us.
You're a star.
I am? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I guess I guess we all
people
are.
know who you are. They even know who you are in Africa, bro.
Really?
Babe,
Yes.
you are huge in Cameroon. Huge.
Is there a funny bone down there? I'll go down there and play.
Not that I know of.
Oh, I don't know where to do stand up down there, but I'll go. I don't go anywhere unless I'm famous. There's no way. Why would I go? But the name of my special should be They're Just Like Us.
They're just like us. They're just like us.
How about I'm Just Like You?
I know, but that doesn't really hit the ear.
Well, it's a little yeah.
Because in Us magazine, they always say, Tiffany Haddish was buying grocery. They're just like us. I'm like, well, yeah, that's what we all do.
Do you remember the song Too Legit to Quit?
Yes, too legit. Too legit.
Who did that?
Hey.
Too legit.
Mm-hmm.
Too legit.
So
Hey.
what can't you do? Now I know you can sing.
That's hammer.
I know you can.
You didn't know I have songs that are out. Like I'm streaming on Spotify and Apple.
All right, let's start with that. We got our research. They didn't mention it. So what are you? I mean, I could tell just by you doing that, you could sing.
Well, I'm glad you could tell.
How do your songs come about? Do you sit with someone and write them? Do you write them yourself in your head? How are you?
Well, I just recently released a song with Diane Warren. Her and we sat and rewrote three songs. She did most of the writing. I gave her the premise and what I want the songs to be about and why I want to make these types of songs. And so we got one that just came out called Woman Up, which I really think Kamala should have used in her campaign, but whatever. And then
the campaign's still early, so she listens to this podcast.
I'm sure she does.
Well, Kamala needs to use the song "Woman Up." It's a great song that's inspiring, not just for women but for men as well. You know, you can't just be sitting in the bed and being all depressed and sad. You have to get up and get things done.
I'm always telling Dana to woman up.
Well, man up's been around quite a while. And
let's get woman up.
It was about time. Man up, woman up, and what would be the trifecta?
And listen,
Human Up.
Diane Warren is a huge one of the best songwriters of all time.
Brilliant. So she's sitting at the piano. You're sitting with her?
No, it was just us in the studio, just having conversations.
Just having conversations. Okay.
And then I came back like 2 days later and she had 3 songs for me. One called Woman Up, another one called You're So Fucking Beautiful, and then another one called I Want You, But I Want You Gone.
Ooh.
I like that. Can I ask you a question? Did she have a melody track that you sang to, or did she have a scratch track, or you just started? How did you?
Oh, well, when I came in the studio, she did have a scratch track, like a sample of the song.
Okay. Does she want to hear you sing it all first? Just say, what do you got?
No, she didn't do that to me.
She didn't? How does she know you're any good though?
Probably because she came to some of my comedy shows, and much like you guys, I sing sometimes in my show.
Just little bits like, hey audience, how you doing? I can sing. I can't sing.
I'll just randomly go like, this is the song that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend. I'll do that one, or I'll hit them with Skinnamarink dinky dink, Skinnamarink doo. I love you.
Oh, you can hold that note.
Skinnamarink do. I love you. I love you in the morning and in the afternoon. And I love you in the evening underneath the moon. So Skinnamarink dinky dink, Skinnamarink do. I love you. See you next time. I love you too.
Boop.
Boop boopy doo.
Boopy doo. Oh,
wow,
that's
I
like
love
my
that.
closer a little bit.
Yeah, that's like 1930s kind of feel to it, or 50s.
Well, it was from 1980 something, 1970 from the Elephant Show.
Is it a real song?
Yeah, it's a real theme song to a TV show that I used to watch as a kid. And my mom said that was our family theme song. And if somebody was to come pick us up from school, they have to sing that song.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Go home with them.
Great idea.
Our family theme song was "You're a Loser." No,
my mom said, if anyone picks you up, baby, just go with them.
Now, our other family theme song is "You Can't Win Now, You Can't Break Even, and You Can't Get Out of the Game." You guys know that one?
No.
Well, is it famous?
You never saw The Wiz?
Oh, The Wiz.
Oh.
We just had Bowen Yang on, who's in the movie, isn't he? No,
he's in the new one with Ariana Grande.
Wicked. Yeah.
No, I'm talking about The Wiz, the Black.
With Michael Jackson.
Yes. And that's Michael Jackson's song that he sang.
Yes. Who else was in that?
Diana Ross.
And who else? Okay.
Nipsey Russell.
Nipsey Russell. Yeah.
Or Nipsey Hussle.
He was great.
No, Nipsey Russell, not Hustle. That's a friend of mine.
Great stand-up.
Yeah, Nipsey Russell.
Back in the day.
I used to laugh at Nipsey Russell on Match Game or something. He'd say poems for answers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Roses are red.
Yeah, he played the Tin Man in that. And then
he did?
Jones was in it, and Richard Pryor was in The Wiz.
Oh, that's right.
Richard Pryor was the wizard.
You know, Dick Pryor, the thing about Dick Pryor.
Oh, he did a movie with him.
I did do a movie.
He's buddies with him.
I did a movie with Dick. And the thing about Dickie Pryor, it's called Moving, late 80s, and he's moving his family across, and I'm going to drive his car, and I'm a schizophrenic. So I got to hang out with him, and the director said, Richard he's not into it today. You know, can you get him going? So I've only been at SNL 1 year. I'm like, I got to get Richard going. So I was trying to get him going.
Best comedian of all time.
To wake him up, you know, and then but he was so sweet.
Tiffany, I auditioned for Moving and didn't get it. And I was living in a house where Dana was living at the same house too. I was renting a room. And I was like, hey, good for you, you know?
I didn't know you auditioned for that part.
Yeah, Dana. I was trying to get your scraps.
Okay. So Tiffany, how are you finding stand-up? Now, I just saw that you are on tour.
Yep.
Stand-up always evolves. It always changes as the person changes. So what is it like now when you come out and they go crazy? Mm-hmm. And then what are you feeling when you're out there now?
I always feel like when they go crazy, when I come on stage, it's wild because I still remember 8 years ago when it would just be like 5 people that go crazy because that's the kind of following I had. Like, but the room would still be full, but it would be 5 people that know me, you know. Now everybody kind of knows who Tiffany Haddish is, and they're like going bananas. I want to cry. I always feel the urge to cry, sweet. And then I say something kind of like wild to them so that I don't cry.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's
then
really nice.
Sometimes they'll keep clapping, and I'm like, stop it! I'm gonna cry, guys. Because I believe crying is a removal of old beliefs and a replacement of new ones. And I always feel like the audience is gonna hate my guts before I get on stage. And then it's like once my first foot touches the stage, then it's like that doesn't matter anymore.
Do you
But-
feel any pressure though? Because just I'll give you an example. If I'm trying to go to just a club to drop in, and I just barely have notes, I'm working out, and ladies and gentlemen, he better fasten your comedy safety belts. Here she comes. It's like there's Tiffany had it. It's just like it feels like a lot of pressure. The bigger the room, till you get the first laugh.
It's the small rooms that feel like a lot of pressure. It's the rooms that you pop in and there's like 6 people there. That feels like a lot of pressure. Feels like direct judgment. Because you can literally have a conversation with each one of those people in the room.
Well, it's very there's something to those little small rooms, and a lot of comics are on the road doing theaters. But there's definitely something different about when you see their eyes and they're right up close, and it's just that casual. You can talk to them like you're just talking at dinner, and you're all just kind of a little group, and you can be so casual. And the big ones, you have to sort of put on a show. You have to play to this side and make sure they all hear you, and enunciate, make sure that it's a little tougher. It's great.
And the movements have to be bigger. Like, I do I make a lot of facial expressions when I talk. I think that's where a lot of my comedy lies. Like, I might say one word, but the face that I make that goes with it is like, that sells it, right? Yeah. You're in one of those big old theaters, and if they got like a whack ass camera, or if there's no
video
footage at all, then you got to make it bigger, smaller. I'm like, I'm making wrinkles trying to perform for fucking people.
Yeah.
This mistake I made the last special I did, I worked it out in clubs, and then I was in a big theater, and there were no screens or anything, and it was very different. The bits I was working out in clubs are very small, little stories and stuff. So, but it's fun to strut on a stage. I mean, Chris Rock is obviously the best at it as far as the physical movement back and forth. But yeah, it's a completely different sport than a little club.
Very different sport.
When you were doing like stand up, and then you get something like Girls Trip, which is a big thing in your career. What is the change? Walk us through the change. Like, that comes out, obviously it's a big hit. You're a hit in a hit. What kind of are the things that you notice?
I immediately noticed that people that told me that I wasn't going to be anything, that, I should give up. You should just maybe get into modeling or get pregnant by a rich man and just give up on this. Were instantly like, I believed in you the whole time. I knew you could do it. And I'm just looking at them like, do they think I have amnesia? Do you think I forgot what you said to me?
And you get offers, and you get more attention.
More offers, more attention, more free stuff.
Phone rings, more free stuff.
My bills are bigger. I noticed my bills are bigger. Things that were like so cheap, like a plumber. The plumber comes to my house. I have a leak. It costs $150 to fix. Now the plumber comes to my house. It's like, just need to change the washer on the dang sink faucet, and that's $500. What?
Yeah, we need to change your washer and dryer because of your
person
sink.
Price kind of.
Yeah, it is kind of that.
And then I'm like, okay, so like I only keep pictures of myself in like this room, right? Everything else is like in a box, in a closet, like away. Because if I have someone coming over to do some work, I don't even be here. I have my assistant in here, make it like it's my assistant's house, and it's so that I could get the regular price.
The real price.
Smart.
Yeah, because I still live in South Central LA. I still live in a little, 2,000 square foot house. Like, I'm not doing it super big or anything.
That's cool.
I live modestly. I spend most of my time clothes.
When stuff like that happens. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, Dana. I was saying, when stuff like that happens and you do well, I think people think they hand you $1 million the next day. You still have to, you do get offers, but then you have to go do them. Then you have to get paid. Then you get whomped to taxes. Then you get agent manager. People forget, like, it's really hard to build a ton of money. It takes a while.
The gross and the net. And just by the way, what you can talk to is, your monologue was hilarious. I looked at it today when you hosted SNL, which you got the Emmy for, was all around this idea that everyone assumed soon as Girls Trip hit, you got 20 million in the bank,
Yeah. So I was paid the least amount out of the girls, right? Because I was the most unknown. And I didn't start seeing no real money till maybe a year or two after it came out, maybe a
Mhm.
year and a half after it came out,
Takes-
that I started
takes a
like
while.
making real money. And like I did the Night School movie, and they're like,
Mhm.
they're gonna pay you $1 million. I'm like, yeah, awesome. This is great. And I'm
Right.
thinking, yeah, $1 million. But like you said, taxes hit, and I don't got no kids, right? Then representative fees that hits, and that's
Mhm.
like bananas. Then the appearance fee, clothing. So I do these appearances or these interviews, and they don't pay you to do the interviews or anything, but you have to buy the clothes, you got to pay for makeup and
Mhm.
hair and all that. And by the time I'm
Stylist.
paying for everything, the stylist, all that, I got like maybe 250,000 left, and then I have black tax, and I don't know if you guys know what that is.
I don't.
Nope. I want to hear though. There's some special black tax.
They be saying, "Oh, black women so mad." We not mad, or they be like, "They impatient." We not impatient. We the most patient. It takes hours. This hairdo took, hours.
Looks great.
Hours. I was very patient.
Mhm.
Black tax though is when family members reach out to you for money, and they expect you to give it to them because we come from the same uterus, or we have the same grandma, or we was in the same foster home, so you should give me this money.
Or the same town.
We're in the same town. When I was
Doesn't take
homeless,
much.
When I was homeless, didn't have nowhere to sleep, no nothing. You wasn't checking for me.
Yeah.
That's how I ended up like on the Carmichael show that they started like checking for me. Like, how you doing? What's going on? Kid, I hold 500. I need a whole 500. And then you like feel a little guilty. And you're like, yeah, here goes $500.
Right.
I'm gonna pay.
You don't want to big time them.
When I get my taxes, I'm paid back. They never pay you back. And then
also they're getting it clean. Like if you gave someone $5,000, that you probably have to make 20 to clear 5, and they don't sit. So you're basically giving them 20, and then they get a tax-free 5. And more than that, I've been hit up obviously from all sides, and they don't. No one thinks of that.
How do you handle it? How do you?
I didn't handle it well. I have a lot of wisdom now. I think what you're talking about is really good. The thing that I learned, if you systemically give someone a check and they're healthy and young and can work, and you're systemically trying to help them make it, or whatever, will always write them a check the rest of your life. I think that in show business, you want to be a little greedy with your money, because you want to get to a point where, say 10 years from now, you can choose the way you want to work. And that, to get net dollars saved, I know we know these are first world problems, anyone listening, but it's personal what we do. And so you don't want to have to do a diaper commercial at 60 if you can help it. So it takes a long time to get a big pile of money where you get to be free from in show business. All right. There's my 2 cents. So be careful.
I do the same thing. I think there's part of you that doesn't want people to be mad at you. There's part of you that you don't want them to think you're big timing them. And it's not that much in quotes. And if you could just, but you feel like you start buying friendships stuff. It's all bad, I remember one time we were out with, I had a famous friend, and he was going to dinner. We got in an argument. And of course I said the meanest thing. It was his birthday. He was yelling at me, and I go, well, I wanted to be the actual friend at your party, but have a good time at dinner with your agent, publicist, manager, lawyer, and your whole team. You know what I mean? And it makes you think and go, they all had to go, because it's his party and they got to show up once in a while. And I was just voluntarily going until we got an argument about it. But that was a mean thing to say. But that same thing reversed with me. Like, you have your friends and you don't know so you feel dumb. Family members, my dad, it's one of those where I don't know your family such, but my dad was deadbeat dad. And then he come buzzing around. And then of course I bought him a condo. Like, it is just something you just go, I want you around. I'm going to give you money to be around, basically. So weird.
It's really weird. I spent a lot of money making sure my mom is okay. I got her out. Like, that was one of my main.
That's okay. Yeah.
Like,
I took care of my parents.
That's what I do. Yeah.
That's
I
different.
Make sure she got out of that mental institution. I get her the best doctors, the best like food, everything. Right. And she's doing great. And that's when like, oh yeah, I'm glad I have this money. And I've spent crazy amount of money, like with nurses and all that. And with my grandmother, she did so much for me growing up that I'm like, I got to do everything for her. It's been like
Yep.
$2 million trying to keep her alive. And I probably was making it worse for her. Like I probably should just let her go the way she,
Yeah.
I know. I've been there and done that. The numbers sound very familiar. I don't know where you're at of any sort of pinching yourself or any. I wouldn't use the word guilt or because you there's hard knocks in your time on, and so you're still in touch with that. I can tell completely. So just as your friend on the outside, just make sure you take care of yourself.
Yeah. So now, like when people ask me for money, I tell them, look, I really value our friendship. I really value our relationship. And I can give you this money. Now you're saying you're going to pay me back. You probably want. They're like, yes, I am. Yes, I am. Okay. I'm going to give you this money. Okay. And if you don't pay me back by my birthday, then I've decided that we are no longer friends. We're no longer in a relationship.
Big responsibility. Yeah. Do they want to take that on?
And if you want to take this money, you value this money more than you value our friendship. I completely understand. 9 times out of 10, they always say, no, thank you. I'll get back to you if I really, really need it. Because they know they're not going to pay me back.
Yeah.
Chris Rock always says, be my friend than it is for me to go away. I paid you to
He told me if they ask for 10, give them 5. They always pad in a skateboard and something else if they want.
Well, like this one relative they asked me for $25,000. I was like, what? You never even made that in a freaking, like, you want $25,000? They're like, yeah, I need $25,000. I'm like, okay, wait, I just spent all this money to make sure our grandma get it. What do you need $25,000 for? They're like, I want to start a taco truck. I get a taco. I'm like, but you can't even cook. You can't even cook. Yeah, I'm gonna just get some Mexicans over by the Home Depot. They can cook, and we're gonna have a taco truck, and I'll get you your money back within 2 months. I'm like,
2 months.
Bullshit. Long-standing restaurants, sometimes that are established for years, almost 7-10 years, are making $2,500 a month clearing.
Yeah, it's so hard. Like, it's so hard.
Please miss me with the
please.
Well, that's good. You're doing good, and you're still out on the road. Is stand-up still your favorite thing, or are you still
it is always going to be my favorite thing. It will always be. I can't go more than 3 weeks without doing stand-up and not start having like mental issues.
Yeah,
I have to get on stage.
It's fun to get up and do a set, especially if you live in LA. You can. That's what scares me. People go, "Why don't you move here? The taxes are so bad." I go, I like LA, and I like that I have a few friends here, and I like hanging out in the hall at the Comedy Store. I like just seeing a few comics, and then you can pop on and buff out stuff, and you feel, because if you have a gig coming up where people are paying money, you want to be good, and you're like, God, I'm starting to get scared to go on again because I just need to go on and feel it again, just to feel it, just to get the organization, because I owe these people, and it's fun anyway. Think of a new joke is fun. Everything's fun.
Whenever I'm stressed out, I head right to the comedy club. Even if I'm in another place, I'm like, where do they do comedy here? When I was in Africa, I was just in Africa, and I'm like, oh, it's too much time is going by. Where can I do some comedy at here? Is there comedy here in Africa? They're like, there's a restaurant that you could go to that might have it. I go to this restaurant, and they don't even have like a real stage. It's like 4 benches pushed together in a boombox with a microphone, and I'm like, give it to me.
How fun. How fun. It's like karaoke, basically.
Yeah, how long were you in Africa? Was this a month long thing?
I was there for a month. Yeah, I was there for a whole month. And I went to 3 different countries. And I went to go to all countries that had their independence. Countries that were...
What are they, Dana? Go ahead. Chad.
Tanzania? No.
Morocco. Is that one of them?
I didn't go there, but I believe they have their independence.
I'm trying to just name countries because I saw this on TikTok and people couldn't name any.
I'm just into world-class distance runners. It would be Kenya, Ethiopia, Tanzania.
Wrong. Go ahead.
Wrong.
Look at Tiffany just staring. Nope.
I have a friend from Cameroon.
They definitely don't have their independence in Cameroon.
I don't even know.
It is crazy in Cameroon right now. Like,
I hear about Cameroon in the Olympics. That's about it.
Right.
Okay. Well, South Africa has their independence.
Okay. It's kind of a trick question. Okay.
Assume so. They were owned by the Dutch.
Oh, Zimbabwe, you said? Okay.
Zimbabwe has their independence. And you're right about Tanzania. Zanzibar.
Yeah. Dana knew something about the Dutch.
Yes.
So the Dutch had it. And then
my father-in-law was Dutch, and he felt bad about some of Dutch colonialism. So I remember him talking about it. Anyway.
Yeah. They told me like, it's funny because I went to Israel this year. This year's been a year for travel for me. And I wanted to travel because I want to see more of the world. And I want to have like better understanding of the articles I read and the things that I see. And also like I've read the Bible, I've read the Quran, I've read the Torah, I've read all these books in like, where's the religious capital of the world? Israel. This crazy stuff is going on right now in Israel. Yeah, should I go? Shouldn't I go? But I've been trying to go for years, but I've been busy trying to, collect my acorns.
Learn.
So, yeah, I've been collecting acorns, collecting my money, stacking my money.
Yeah.
So I buy my ticket, I go. And although there was, there's this turmoil going on over there, at the same time, I think it was a perfect time to go because there was no lines. I got, people were coming up to me happy to share information about the history of Israel. I learned so much. And then to see the things that I read about in these Bibles and the Torah and the Quran, to see things in real life gave me a whole nother perspective and really has elevated my comedy and my point of view on who I am as a person, who God is, and all of that. Like, yeah, it was really, I think anybody who believes in God should at least go to Israel one time.
It's crazy. That's so interesting you did that.
I think it's great you're doing it. I mean, you've established your career, and then why not do a few things like that?
You have an opportunity not many people have, and you take it.
Was it scary? I mean, flying into Israel, because I know people go on USO tours and they turn the lights off, go on at night, or they corkscrew down under enemy fire. It wasn't like that. So
yeah, I've done USO tours like in full war. There's full war going on. And I've done tours and that was more scary because you could hear stuff from the airplane. You could hear that was more scary.
Yeah.
Being on a big old commercial airline flying in was not scary. Coming through the airport was beautiful. I was like, okay.
It's kind of pampered. You don't really, unless you know what's going on. If you were oblivious, you just think, I'm on a great plane. I'm on a great hotel.
Yeah, and you would think probably. Oh, wow, there's no lines here. Where, it's nice. Barely, there's traffic, but it's not LA traffic. It felt like I was in California. The weather felt like California weather.
Oh, really?
I found hot springs and just all this beautiful stuff. Like, oh my God, I went to Massawa. I mean, not Massawa. Massawa's in Eritrea, which is also very freaking beautiful. And they have their independence. But I went to Masada. And I was like, is this where Jamie Masada got his name
from? The Laugh Factory? Maybe.
Who I consider like a dad. And I had to hit him up and he's like, oh yes, I grew up around that area. And he's telling me all these stories. And I'm just like, well, I didn't even know you were from this part of the Middle East. I thought you were from another part, but okay. Crazy.
Did you travel with someone? I'm just curious.
I went by myself. And then
what?
That's grown up.
That's very grown up.
I went all by myself. And when I got there, I met up with a few people that I knew. So Michael Rappaport was there.
Oh, yeah.
So that was interesting.
It's fun hang, yeah, I'm sure.
My friend Matthew Siegel was there. And one of the guys from Cheaters was there. And we did some tours together, some stuff I did by myself. I wanted to find Black people. That was my other mission. Like, where are all the Black people? I know it's got to be Black.
Where were they?
In
hot. Israel.
It got to be some Black people here. If Black people believe in Jesus, it got to be some Black people. I found a bunch of the Ethiopian and Eritrean Jews I've hung out with them. And then I found the largest diaspora, the largest immigration of Black Americans anywhere in the world is in Israel, in Dimona. And I kept telling everybody, I want to go to Dimona. I want to go to, they're like, no, you shouldn't go to Dimona. Why would you want to go to Dimona? That's where they keep the secret weapons. The nuclear weapons are hidden in Dimona. And I'm like, I want to go there. I want to go to Dimona. Take me to Dimona. Take me to Dimona.
That sounds interesting.
I got them to take me to Dimona, and it felt like I was in the hood, but not in the hood. Because like they look like Black Americans. When they speak English, sound like Black Americans, but then they speak fluent Hebrew, and they're like all vegetarians. All of a sudden, like their kibbutz was like so beautiful and so dope, and just I was just like, it made me so proud to be a human. It just made me proud to be a Black American Jew. It just made me so proud and happy.
Were you well known?
Oh yeah, I'm very famous.
Oh,
all around the world.
All around the world, internationally known. You know, it's funny because I had prayed to God to, give me a way to show these studios that I am internationally known and I could be in a film that's for international purposes.
Right.
And because I was told I wasn't internationally known enough. And then I took a nap in Beverly Hills.
You took a nap in Beverly Hills? What?
Took a nap in a car in Beverly Hills. The police came.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah. You took a nap in Beverly Hills.
That's right.
That sounds like a chapter of a book.
That probably got worldwide pickup.
Baby, I was so shocked.
I made it.
Full of it too. I was so shocked when I came home just a few hours later how I was on KTLA, NBC, CBS, Fox, PBS, CNN.
Global.
I was on ESPN, I was like, ESPN, I'm not even an athlete. BBC World News. I'm like, like this is kind of awesome. I prayed for a way to show the studios. I didn't know it was going to be like this though. It was on African World News. And when I went to those places, when I went to Israel, when I went to Africa, everybody brought it up. Oh, so do you want alcohol? No? Are you good? Are you okay?
Do you want a car to sleep in?
Let's get her alcohol. I seen she fall asleep in car.
Oh, that's what you like.
Yes.
You like vodka. We know you love vodka. You love vodka. We
love it so much. That's all we've read.
Drive and fall asleep in car. We love everything about you, Miss Stephanie Hadish. No, I don't know what accent that is, but
sounds good.
What was that story? Do you want to tell it? All I know is the broad strokes. You fell asleep in a car and you're fine.
Yeah. So basically, I was serving food to the homeless all day at the Laugh Factory. Every year during Thanksgiving.
They do that.
Okay.
Fantastic. We served almost 3,000 people food and jokes, performed on almost every show. And I left there. And that morning, I woke up at 6 a.m. and put a pot of collard greens on, like cooked this food for my family. And so I left from the Laugh Factory, went home, got the pot of collard greens, got the two turkeys, went to my family's house, served them. And then I got a call from a friend that lives in Beverly Hills in Bel Air. That the chef, they had to fire the chef and the food they don't have any food. Do I have any leftovers? And I was like, let me check with my family. Everybody had made their Tupperware. And I was like, yeah, I got leftovers. They said, can you bring it? I said, I can't be there until like 10. They're like, fine. I brought leftovers. They ate it all. They were like, this is the best greens, the best turkey, best. And then I did have a drink or two. I had probably 2 drinks.
Yeah.
I finished one. I didn't finish the second one. I fell asleep on the couch because I was exhausted, right? Something like that is being of service and I think you're
too much. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I woke up. Somebody was like, this lady was like, you can sleep here.
Oh.
We
She's doing something sexy.
And I was like, I'm leaving. You're not finna have me in the news 10 years from now talking about something I feel violated and all that. Nope, I'm leaving. So I took some other people felt uncomfortable too. They wanted to leave too. So dropped them off at home.
Oh, a drop off?
Okay.
Oof, more
dropped
work.
some people off.
This is exactly what I thought would happen before this incident. Go ahead.
In my Tesla, put it on pilot because I knew I was tired. And the Tesla, the way it's set up, your eyes is closed. If your hands are off the steering wheel too long, it will pull over in such a way to get you help because it thinks that you have, something's wrong.
Incident. Yeah.
So they pulls over. So I parked perpendicular to the sidewalk as opposed to parallel, and had my ass out in the street. Wasn't at a light or anything like that. And I had been there for quite some time because the car had turned off. The police thought I was dead in the car because I was like this. Like leaned over. Like they said I was slumped over the steering wheel. To me, that means you like you leaned over.
Yeah.
I was just sitting and my head was down.
Mm-hmm.
And they thought I was dead because I didn't respond to them knocking on the window or whatever. And so the ambulance was there. And I heard them talking. I heard talking.
Oh,
and the talking, I opened my eyes and looked over and they were like, oh shit, she's alive. She's alive.
How scary people is there. You don't even know where you are.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, damn. And then I thought that was another prayer being answered because I had prayed to God to send me a handsome man with his own career that, you know, I didn't have to be like, that he could tell me interesting stories. So I'm thinking, oh, this is God sending me my prayers. And they started asking me questions about drinking. And I was just like, you know what? Like, just take me to the police station. Let's just go to the police station. Because that's what I've learned, you know, just, you know, blowing that breathalyzer. Don't do BJs in the streets. So.
I'm sorry, what?
What? So your prayers were answered because the arresting officer was very handsome? Is that what you meant? I'm sorry, did I miss that? Oh.
Yeah.
So you wanted to hang out.
So was the EMTs that, you know, took my vitals and said my blood pressure was normal. I was like, good. I've been working on that. That's great. Okay. I got a physical. I got an $1,800 physical and, you know, thousands of dollars in some community service on, you know, letting these studios know that I'm internationally known.
Yeah, nice.
Was this ever really explained in the media, what you just told us?
No, that I blew a .03, no.
Yeah, and then you were just purely exhausted. You were in an AI car that assisted you. Yeah,
that saved my life. Potentially saved my life.
Yeah,
and I'm so grateful. Like, you know, I know a lot of people don't like Tesla or whatever, but I appreciate and I'm grateful that car exists.
What it's trying to do. Yeah, it's a good. I
so
like that.
You blew a .03.
That's not illegal.
That's like
is it?
one drink. That's totally legal. .08.
What is it? .08. Yeah, used to be one. Something.
.08 is not. You're not slurring or falling down. You know,
I wasn't slurring then either.
No. And yet it went global. What was the headline that did it? Were you like shocked? Yeah. What did it say?
Tiffany arrested for another DUI. And the first DUI, which I want a hearing for, I want a trial. I want a trial because I was walking into my house.
Oh.
But weed is illegal.
Weed is?
Illegal.
Isn't weed legal?
Georgia, and not in Georgia.
Oh. Just wait long enough till weed's illegal everywhere and then go to trial. Weed is really doesn't hit the ear as something scary anymore. It's like people just go, huh? We do have bigger fish to fry these days.
No, even Trump wants it to be legal for personal use in Florida.
I think tobacco should be illegal. That kills more people.
That's the one that, yeah. I mean, if we're really getting into it, it's true.
As far as mind-altering substances, there's nothing even close to cannabis. It's the most benign by a millionfold. No one's ever overdosed on cannabis.
When Snoop's president, it'll change.
Yeah.
Snoop.
Yeah.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
That's my family right there. I love Snoop. I got 3 songs with him.
Really?
No, maybe
Look
it's
at you and your.
Maybe it's 2.
No, yeah, it's 2.
Well, it didn't surprise me when they put him in the Olympics. When I heard they're going to put Snoop there, I go, he's going to own the Olympics because there's something about him that everyone loves him. It's just I don't know what he just is.
He is a fun guy.
He's just likable. Just I don't know. You just want to hang out with him. Put it that way.
What about before we got to let you go in a second, but this last OG.
I'm here for it. We can hang out, guys. I have
nothing else to do.
We have a question for you. I just want to hear about Tracy Morgan because he's so funny. And that show,
the OG.
What was that? Oh, TBS,
the
right?
last OG on TBS. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he had to be kind of fun to work with, right?
Didn't you work with him?
We were not the same overlapping years. I just know him a little bit.
I hosted it when he was there, and he's a character.
Yeah,
Mr. D. He called me Mr. D. And it's not getting easier, Mr. D. not getting easy. You know, and I did
was that
Oprah. I did
show-
Oprah with him too. Yeah.
And did you guys have fun?
Yeah. Yeah. It was Chevy Chase, me, Tracy, Tina Fey.
This is
No.
before the accident.
Yes, but he had a kidney transplant or something, and they put it in the front. And he was patting it. You know, it's just an open book. He's just.
Did he tell you that it was his girlfriend's kidney? And then
I think so. Yeah. And he goes, "It's right here."
I think that's a jinx because that happened to George Lopez, right?
George took his wife's kidney, and then they got divorced.
You know, it's bad when you say, "See you later, sucker."
I know.
I mean, it's a tough one because talk about a non-guilt-free divorce. I mean, sheesh.
You just go to the doctor. Did it take? Yes, it's good. I'm fine. I got to make a call. It's over.
Babe, we've been having problems.
So are you actively?
I enjoyed working on it. I learned a lot about myself working on that show because I was mostly the straight man. So that being the straight man.
You the straight man. It's interesting.
I was a straight man. And it was not the easiest because I want to crack jokes. It's
hard. I did it in the wrong Missy. It's a little difficult.
Be boring, Tiffany, and just do what they write. Just do what they write. And then I would say after like 3 or 4 episodes, I was like, oh, okay, I got the hang of this. I can do straight man stuff.
Yeah. Straight man is valuable.
It's necessary.
Yeah.
But I don't know why. Well, anyway, they cast you and whatever. It seems like they're wasting a whole quadrant of ability, you know.
Yeah, you got a lot. You got a lot of.
It's very rare. A lot of people can act, you know.
Yeah, but you know how this world is. Like, you know,
they just want you.
It's Well, also just like, you know, it's not my show. It was his show, so it's for him to shine. It's for him to be funny.
Right.
You know, I am just a little squiggly line in the drawing. You know. Did
they ever say these words? The name of the show is the Tracy Morgan Show.
No.
It's not the Tiffany Haddish Show.
No.
I've had
They never had
versions of that along my career.
They never had he might have said it, but they didn't. Remember, you're on my show, okay? All right. My show, Tracy Morgan Show. We're gonna get Emmys. All right. Just while we're doing this for the Emmys.
Well,
and then, behave yourself or I'll get you pregnant, okay? I could get you pregnant.
That's a good threat.
Behave yourself or I'll get you pregnant. That's a comedy album or something.
No, he didn't say it like that, but he did used to joke about getting me pregnant, and I used to laugh and be like, your son is more my speed.
Oh.
His son was like 30, 32.
Oh.
30.
Hot.
Mm-hmm. He's all right.
All right. Don't give away your cards. But, you know, I think TBS in their head is like, we have Tracy. If we could get Tracy and Tiffany, it's just more potent. It's a great poster. It's great. And it's not a bad gig and blah, blah. So, yeah, I've done a million things like that where sometimes you're the one they're writing for, sometimes you're not. But just one more thing along the way.
I am fine with being the not funny person in something. I mean, according to the internet or to some people's opinion, you know, she's just a pretty girl that's loud.
I love it.
That's fine. And I just don't know how many female comics have done what I've done.
You've done a lot.
Who just said
you're batting her eyes.
When you're a little girl, who are you watching and seeing that inspires you?
I'm watching Whoopi Goldberg, who like I used to think was my actual birth mother, and she just crazy lady.
Whoopi,
because she has to live for the purpose of making people laugh, and she's going to come back and get me.
Mm-hmm.
Lucille Ball was my favorite to watch. Lucille Ball, Carol Burnett, Thea Vidal, Marshall Warfield.
I worked with her a lot. I did a comedy competition with her in San Francisco, which she won, by the way.
Of course she did. She's hilarious.
She is a force of nature and brilliantly funny. Yeah.
Very funny. And I mean, and then there's the George Carlins. There's a lot of men that I watched, but yeah, for women, that was like my thing. Christina Applegate was so funny to me. Like,
Oh wow,
yeah,
that's
on Married
true.
with Children.
yes,
When you
I
first saw
had
her,
to
yeah.
make sure I watched. I had to make sure I watched Married with Children
Oh, that's
Mhm.
great. She'd
She
love
was
to hear
like-
that.
because I wanted to. I was like, I have to learn how to be that girl because I am that girl. Like
Mhm.
I'm not the smartest girl, so I got to learn how to be that and still get what I want. Like,
Yeah. Also, Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter Was Dead was a great, funny, weird movie. When she was on, we talked about that, right, Dana?
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
and someone said the other day they watched it with their kids, and they were like, "Oh, we won't be watching this with the kids because you forget some of those old movies like that are so raunchy because there was no PC police, and it just would kill." And then you go later, "Oh, take that out, take that out."
yeah, that's not politically correct anymore.
No,
Isn't
on
that
reruns.
stuck? How like comedy
Yeah.
doesn't live forever. Like the Three Stooges was so funny to me. I used to
Mhm.
definitely beat up my sister, not on purpose. We were playing Stooges. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but like if you watch that, like they would, if you put that on now, people be like, "Oh no, that's that's teaching the kids how to hurt each other. That's violence," and you know. And I'm like, no, it's white on white crime. I'm learning.
The big thing is you say, our kids so much better now. They've had 30 years to change everything. Is it way better now? I don't think so. It's all just different.
They're even more violent. They're doing
Yeah.
like it's the
We didn't have Call of Duty. How about that?
more violent.
We didn't
We didn't
practice
have
gunning
school
people
shootings
down.
when I was a kid.
Right.
In the 1900s, there weren't school shootings. There might have been a shooting down the street from the school.
There was fights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's
Old-fashioned
really hard
fights.
to be a young
and
person.
when you talk bad about somebody, you had to watch your mouth because when they say, don't let your mouth write a check that your ass can't cash.
That's right.
And you used to be able
I
to
would
put
tell people
somebody
that.
ass for talking crazy to you. Now, somebody talk crazy to you, you hit them first, or they hit you and you beat their ass down to the ground. Now you sued. And you going,
Yeah. Yep. Oh, anyone's ready to sue anyone for anything.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This lady wanted to sue me, said I was stealing her life.
Well, that's a tough one to prove.
That's a new one, Your Honor.
Yeah, that's a new one.
The theft of my client's life by one Tiffany Haddish.
She stole my life. She stole everything. Everything that Tiffany Haddish has been through, she stole that from me. She making it. I'm like, well, here's my social worker if you want to talk to her and all my foster care files.
Here's
And
my
you know
files.
what? If you want to catch those rapes that I caught, you can catch those. You can have those too. Also, you can have all these miscarriages.
You click
You can have all those
every
bruises.
box.
You can have all this shit. Every time a man ever hit me in the face, you can have that. You can have everything. You can have all the bad and the good. Take it all.
The reason
She's like,
we're
well,
laughing
maybe not
is
the
'cause
exact same. Yeah.
Tiffany is pulling things up and doing
She's
an act out.
acting it out.
We're not
yeah.
laughing at the idea of it, but I just feel when I
Oh yeah, I forgot this is just audio. My bad. I'm sorry.
It's you're just,
oh
but
no,
it is funny.
it's fine. But you seem well. This was I found this interesting. You do a special. It's called She Ready. Then you produce one with other comedians called They Ready. I mean, who does that?
Okay, wait. The first special was She Ready from the Hood to Hollywood.
I know that's, but then when I saw it on the thing, they truncated it, and I wrote it down that way. But I know it was From the Hood to Hollywood was the full thing.
Yes,
that was
the
whole
next one was They Ready.
Yes,
Yes.
and
What was
it
the long version?
The longer version? No, there wasn't a longer version. It was
Okay.
just They Ready. Improper
Just wanna get it-
English at its
I just
finest.
want to get it right.
Mm-hmm.
So was that Tiffany Haddish Presents in a way, like creating
that
a
was
platform?
Tiffany Haddish
Yeah, for other people.
Showtime.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. That's
It was Netflix. It wasn't Showtime. It was Netflix.
Yes,
And
I
I
believe-
did that.
yeah.
And I did that because I wanted, like, I had a little juice, a little power. And, I just wanted for the people that looked out for me over the years,
Yeah.
I wanted them to have the opportunities I wish somebody would have gave any of us.
Just give me
And-
5 on
Totally.
TV.
Totally.
So what's the point of building up all this notoriety and celebrity and prestige if you can't open a door to forever?
Help. Yeah.
Pay it forward.
Pay it
Yeah.
forward. Some of those people, I slept on their couch,
Mhm.
when I didn't have no money to pay like my rent or whatever, they helped me get gigs. Like, I'll never forget, do you guys know Elon Gold?
Yeah.
Yeah,
very, very well. Yes.
yeah. And Elon told me in the beginning, like in the earlier stages of my career, he said, Tiffany, the only way that you will make a living in this business is by having good relationships with other comedians. Comedians will always keep you working. If you can call you keep good relationships, you can call any of those guys and go, hey man, I need to make some money. I'm having issues. Do you know of any shows going on? Like, can you link me up?
Mm-hmm.
And they will get you work. You will always work. And those comedians that aren't good, but they're good writers, they'll end up becoming writers or showrunners or, and if you have a good relationship, they'll be like, yo, we need to get you in there. And they get you in there.
Yeah.
I like your attitude just about the whole thing. It seems like you're really connected to your struggle and your journey. So you still feel very authentic. Sorry to use the word, like just in the moment. In other words, people might watch out for like he or she, they're going to get a big head or they're going to be different. It's going to go to their head. I don't think it ever went to. I mean, comedy is so freaking hard at times, and show business in general beats the shit out of you, even at any level, pretty much. I don't know who's had a free ride there. Do you read reviews of your movies and your performances, and do they affect you, or you don't read them, or if they're great?
I don't really read reviews because I don't think anybody even does reviews anymore. Do they? I don't know.
It must be social media, basically.
Yeah. So I read social media comments, and sometimes I get really upset with people because I'm just like, really? Like, why are you even following me if you feel this way about me? Like, why are you even here?
I've DM'd people back and said, you follow me. You look like an idiot.
Yeah.
You have all these complaints and you still follow me.
Yeah, weird. You're weird. Like, there was at one point in time I got really mad, and somebody that was obese had said something about me. And then they said that it looked like they said, the way that I was acting is like I got that, I must got some of that powdered sugar or powder, that cocaine powder on my
Pepsi.
Yeah. Like, yeah. And so then I said, well, you need to put down the powdered donuts, you fat bitch. Like I just went the fuck in. I probably shouldn't have done that, but I'm from these streets. I was ready to fight her. I read that at like 2 a.m. And so I was like, in my mind, it is 95 again, and you're about to get roasted. You want to roast me? I'm about to roast your fat ass. And I just kind of went in, and I knew she was fat because I had did my research on her for about 45 minutes. And I knew she was on her weight loss journey, and I figured, fuck your journey, bitch.
Anything that ends with bitch is funny.
Did you get in trouble?
Journey bitch, fat bitch, bitch.
Well, it's like someone saying it to your face. That's why it takes so personal. I get mad when they say it's like they read it to you and ran, and you're like, no, I'm going to come catch you.
Yeah. Like, you think I'm not going to be on your shit? You want like you on my page?
No freebies.
On somebody else's page, on somebody else's thing, talking crazy. But you in my page, crazy. So then I had to sign it to. Did I get in trouble? No, because I went into my fake page. I went in that ass, and then I was like, if you keep fucking with Tiffany Haddish, somebody gonna show up on you.
Oh, good job.
Have you ever said "What's up, fuckface"?
No,
on social media.
No, I don't say fuckface. I'm like, what's up, bitch?
You know, my last time I fought back, it wasn't quite as harsh. This guy said, I have a picture of me on stage and I have a coat on, and they go, why do you wear stand-up wearing a coat? And I go, really? Do you think anyone asked this question to Fonzie?
Well,
I cut deep.
I wish the viewers or the listeners could see Dana turn super red when I
I'm embarrassed.
The way I said, bitch.
He likes it.
Well, there was a lot of oomph to it.
But the way you're giggling is like you felt like I was saying that to you.
Yes. Well, you hit it nice and crisp and hard.
You really nailed it. It's a good, sharp.
Well,
yes.
It's my way. Also, sometimes I'll call people booger wolves. I'll be like, you an ugly ass booger wolf ass bitch. Booger wolf is my other favorite go-to.
Haven't heard that.
Is that yours, or is that a phrase that people use? Booger wolf.
It used to be really popular in the 80s.
It did.
Yeah. See, you guys aren't black, so you don't know this, but in the black community back in the 80s and 90s,
booger wolf
was the thing to call somebody, and it's like they're so ugly. Their attitude, their everything is so ugly that there's like they're like a wolf.
It's a hideous thing.
I go back to
coming out like
Booger Wolf.
You're a Fred Wolf.
I went back to Sammy Davis Jr. I think he would say, "What's up, Jive Turkey?" I don't know
Jive Turkey was
who said
real
Jive
cutting.
Turkey first.
I think JJ Walker.
Is Jive Turkey still around?
Good times.
No, but Wild Turkey is.
But let's bring back Jive Turkey.
Jive Turkey was only for like, that's only like when you want to like make reference to an old uncle or something, you know.
Yeah. He's a real jive. I've said Jive Turkey, not even joking, 3 times in the last 2 weeks. It's so funny to me. It's such a funny phrase.
It really is.
Yeah.
So what is that? A turkey that dances?
I don't know.
I tried to invent a catchphase once.
Go ahead.
Just a non sequitur. When 4th grade, everything was like bitching. Bitching was up and all that. So I started saying to all the kids, out of sight, man, that's out of sight. And it took me like a month and everyone was saying, that's out of sight. Sorry.
You didn't start out of sight.
I started out of sight. 1965.
Tiffany, before I let you go, I
started she ready.
She ready.
Oh, she ready.
Yeah, she ready.
You started blank, 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 bitch, whatever it is, end with bitch.
Booger Wolf ass bitch.
Yeah.
Booger Wolf ass bitch.
I met Tiffany
I'm just
with
getting
Fred
a little
Wolf.
punchy at this point.
Yeah.
But every time you say bitch, I'm going to laugh. I don't know. I'm just getting a little. Anyway. It's we have to read ads or something, but
yeah. Thank you, Tiffany, and thank you for talking to us. And you're so lovely. I like that you're doing all this stuff, and it just adds to your smarts. You're just someone going out there feeding their brain. It's very nice to hear that. It's something that people talk about doing or think about doing. Not everyone does it. I don't do it.
I want to evolve as a human. You know, this is the only life I'm living, and I want to.
I know it's such a good, inspiring thing. I can't.
Well, it is great to have stand up as an outlet for that, because you've always done sort of you on stage and talked about you. So it's interesting to take all these lessons you're learning and experiences, and then make a kick-ass stand-up special and say, Dave Chappelle, follow that. And then
I would never say that to Dave Chappelle.
No, I know. I said it because he's the GOAT. That's why I used him, ironically. You know. Do you remember, by the way, we met at this kind of corporate event we did at the Beverly Hilton?
Yeah, that was Casa LA.
Casa LA, and
it wasn't corporate. It was foundation. It was a foundation.
It was a charity. Charity. Sorry, yes. But it was tables, and then you're going to open for me, and they said Tiffany Haddish. I said Tiffany Wattis, what? And then I went out and I said, I'm going to go look at my notes because I knew then. I thought, I don't know if Star is Born or is that before Girls Trip or you had acting jobs, but I didn't really understand. But yeah, you were a star.
Yeah, that was right before Girls Trip, and I had acting jobs. And all I did was talk about being in foster care.
Yes, that was the connection to it. It was personal for you, but it didn't surprise me later when, she's a star. I always go by people one metric is like who you wouldn't want to follow. Like I wouldn't want to follow Dave Chappelle. I wouldn't want to follow you. Some people go, I can handle Dana. That. Yeah.
Is that why you didn't take me on the road with you, Dana, when I asked you?
Did you ask me to go on the road? Because I don't really go on the road.
And you were like, you got really awkward and you turned red like right now and you kind of giggled.
Yeah.
And said, we'll look into it.
I remember that. And then I got you in a headlock and I was going, come on, bitch.
You got me a noogie. Yeah. We'll look into it, buddy.
He doesn't go on the road with me. He's the worst.
I like doing stand-up, but I don't like to travel. That's the problem.
No, that's the part that sucks. No, I'm working on that. I've been watching YouTube videos on how to manifest teleportation. So,
oh boy,
when I get that down, I'll be the GOAT for sure.
Yeah, tell us.
We will, when you can teleport yourself to someplace else on Earth, please come back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm going to teleport myself into your office right now.
Boing. Oh shit, I dream of Jeannie. All right, Tiffany, we'll talk to you later. Thank you for doing this.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks for the laughs. Be well.
Thanks for the laughs, honey. This has been a presentation of Odyssey. Please follow, subscribe, leave a like, a review, all the stuff. Smash that button, whatever it is, wherever you get your podcasts. Fly on the Wall is executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade. Jenna Weiss Berman of Odyssey, and Heather Santoro. The show's lead producer is Greg Holtzman.